Clown hands, which is like this, or like this, or like this. Here, I take one hand, I take this hand, and whereas in wrestling, you did this to take this position, okay? See how you fell forward and down like that? Okay, clown hands, we're here like this. And what's the clown hands done multiple times? Once, twice, thrice, right? So you could think of it this way. Maybe he's got this inside control right here, okay? I'm gonna do once to get to here, twice, and 3 times, like that. So if I use my body weight, he could use his body weight and his speed and power. But when I float him, he doesn't have much of anything he can use. So wrestling is a superb martial art of using your body weight. So Tai Chi is not about using your body weight. It's about using your internal energy, which you access with song. As you release your weight into the ground, you gain chi, right? You can control your chi. So here I touch here and like this. See? All right, thanks for helping me with this demonstration, this discussion. So we're going to talk about the applications of Tai Chi techniques, right? So probably the most well-known Tai Chi technique that you associate Tai Chi is like the grassbird's tail, Peng, Lü, Ji, An. And those definitely are 4 of the most crucial energies, most crucial applications. And then in the 06 rows, we've discussed that the most occurring thing is this, and this, and how this represents how we take a stance and control the opponent, right? So after that, what is the move that occurs most in Tai Chi forms? Anybody?
Is it brush knee? No.
Yeah, so you don't know the answer because you learned the short form where each move only done once. In the long form, there's a move that's done like 4 or 5 times above all others, and that's single whip. Sorry, take it back. That is clown hands. Our single is done a lot of times too, so that's certainly very important. So clown hands is done a whole bunch of times. So it's very, very important. So whereas grasper's tail is the main techniques and defenses, and then in the 06 rows, these movements are the stances and engagements, then clown hands is the key to the offense and transitions in Yang style Tai Chi. So let me tell you what that means. Okay. But to understand what that means, you have to understand the name. So people say clown hands or wave hand through clouds, and these are all as it is called today. Before Yang Tai Chi, there was Chen style Tai Chi that everything came from. And in the early days of Chen style Tai Chi, it was said that this movement is called Yuan Shou, which means transporting hands, as opposed to Yuan Shou, which is clown hands. So it's just a difference in intonation. Transporting hands. So it's a way of transporting hands, both your hands and their hands. On a very simplistic level, if you have the inside control on me, the better position, inside line position on me, clown hands can be a way in which you circle and get to the inside position so that you get to a better position. But there's more to it than that. So clown hands is a way of moving his hands. And if you look at freestyle wrestling, folk style wrestling, Western wrestling, what is the main move of moving hands that they use?
It's this movement.
The arm drag, right?
Arm drag, thank you.
Now,
yes.
so do a wrestling arm drag. Do a good wrestling arm drag for me. So we're here. Yeah, so you got behind me like that. And what did he do? He grabbed this hand right here, this hand reached right here. He moved his body, and then he pulled me like that, okay? And he got behind me. Clown hands, which is like this, or like this, or like this. Let me show you how that's done. So you're standing here like this, in a grappling ready position. You're defending yourself like this. So from here, I take one hand, I take this hand, and whereas in wrestling, you did this to take this position, okay? See how you fell forward and down like that? Okay, clown hands, we're here like this. What's different?
You floated me up.
I floated you up, yes. So wrestling is a superb martial art of using your body weight. So Tai Chi is not about using your body weight. It's about using your internal energy, which you access with song. As you release your weight into the ground, you gain chi, right? You can control your chi. So here I touch here and like this. See? I surprised him there. He didn't know what was going to happen. So what did you experience?
So it was like oppositional forces. Up, and then I lost my balance, and then down.
Yeah, the yang, then yin. So I'll go slowly. So see, I take here, come here, I take this hand, I take here, and then I clown hand, transport hand over. He's floating up like that, right? Then I just took him and I did like a commencement, and down you go. And then finish, if that's the case, if that's necessary. So this allows us to transport his hand and body and by floating him. So it's not about me being heavier than he is strong and dragging him, but that my chi can float his body and get him to be this way. It has an advantage, which is when he's floating, he doesn't have good access to his footwork. When I drag him, if he has good feet, he'll adapt, he'll pivot, and he'll reverse my technique. So if I use my body weight, he could use his body weight and his speed and power. But when I float him, he doesn't have much of anything he can use. So it's more effective. So clown is done multiple times. Once, twice, thrice, right? So you could think of it this way. Maybe he's got this inside control right here. Okay, I'm gonna do once to get to here, twice, and 3 times, like that. And so you can see, as you do multiplying, you're transporting different things. Take the inside again. Once I transport the inside arm, once I transport his whole body, and once I break his balance and posture to finish him off. So there's a lot of versatility to this in just this simple technique. And that's why this simple technique is done so many times, because there's versatility in defense and offense. I didn't discuss the full versatility. So there's so many techniques in Tai Chi which starts off in this kind of motion, right? Like diagonal flying, white crane shows its wing, wild horse parts its mane. They also have this somewhere in it. So many things can happen if you obtain this position. And if you're familiar with wrestling, you know that makes sense, because if you get a good arm drag, you have like 500 different follow-ups you could do. You could spin me, take me down this way, you could do all kinds of different things to me. So similarly, you have just as many opportunities after you perform a proper clown hand with your chi and your neijin. Make sense?
Nice.
Any questions? Any thoughts?
So probably historically, it diverged from wrestling because it was like warfare armament. So getting like on one knee to do a shoot afterwards is disadvantageous. So perhaps that's why it's emphasis on lifting.
Maybe, perhaps.
Perhaps, I don't know.
I don't know that getting on one leg to do a shoot is disadvantageous, because like Spartans and stuff, they wrestle when they do those kind of techniques, right, in the Greek combat. So I think going on your knee is fine. I think it's more the way the wrestling strike is scored in China competition. Doesn't favor dropping to your knee. So I think that's more of a sports outcome.
Okay.
But the difference is that Tai Chi is not wrestling. Tai Chi is countered wrestling. They fought against wrestlers. Tai Chi doesn't win by throwing. Because when I went like this and you fell down, that in of itself is not that painful. You can get up unless I hit you or do something to you while you're down there or going down. So it's not like judo or jiu-jitsu where you have a shoulder throw and that will knock the wind out of you type of thing. It's not that powerful of a throw. But these techniques counter throwing, meaning if you go to an arm drag, right? One of the things wrestlers do, they'll do a counter arm drag, and we can both like arm drag each other over and over, right? So if you arm drag me, right, go. Yeah, go and do it. Do it, do fast. Okay? And I float you.
Right. Nice.
So you wanted to drag me, right? Go ahead again, and you want to use your weight and pull me down like that. Right. That is your plan, and I float you. Then right. That's when you got floated, your weight got nullified. So the internal skill of the Tai Chi's clown hand counters the brute body weight of the things the people that they fought against. So it's a counter wrestling. That's why it's different.
So it seems like you're borrowing my force.
Yeah, because if I was to fight wrestling with wrestling, I should just train wrestling.
Right.
and like get strong, you get heavier. But we're not, and that's why Yang Tai Chi is different and had a different fight record. Yang Luchan, the founder of Yang Tai Chi, went to Beijing and fought against the Manchurian Imperial Guard's best wrestlers so well that he was hired to train them at the age of 52.
That's amazing.
Can you imagine a 52-year-old guy today, if they walked into like a UFC fight camp or a good BJJ school and just beat everyone and like, hey, you should be the new instructor? That's a badass 52-year-old.
Yes.
And he's doing something different. something different, not just what they were doing. So there's something very interesting about young Tai Chi, at least about young Lu Chanen and how he did it.
I felt like I couldn't get out of your grasp.
Yeah, I couldn't get out because you're stuck. You're sticking as a result of the internal energy.
Yes, and it's definitely palpable, and it's like disorienting. And
Disorienting.
So I felt like the more effort I put, the more stuck.
Yeah, it's very true.
And the more violent it can be.
That's true. That's why I was telling you pull harder. I was trying to get a bigger, funner reaction out of you. Because Tai Chi is the art of borrowing force. If you use very little force, it's not as dramatic.
Got it.
All right, thanks for helping me demonstrate.
you.
That's Clown Hands in Tai Chi. Thanks for watching.